Hey Misfits, welcome to this week's video. We are going to be doing a little Q&A on weight loss. So the number one thing that people ask me is, do I ever feel bad about my cheat meals or cheat days? I'm a little different when it comes to that. I don't really limit myself to what I can and can't eat. In the beginning, after surgery, I followed my steps on my liquid food, my soft food, puree food, blah, blah, blah. But I don't limit myself to what I can eat. If I want a little piece of cake, I'm gonna have a few bites of cake. If I want a chocolate bar, I'm gonna have a chocolate bar. But I will limit myself on how much of that I will have. So instead of having like 2 chocolate bars, I'll have like half of one. That way I can still eat what I want, but it limits my craving. Second question, how much have I lost? Well, I'm currently 9 months post-op, and I think as of this morning, I am down 103 pounds. Question 3, I have a lot of people asking me how they can start losing weight. I am not a professional in this. I can only talk about my personal experience, but several doctors who have told me is try to start drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water a day. So whatever your body weight is, cut that in half, put ounces behind it, and drink that of water every day. It's difficult. I had to start doing that. But me personally, you have to get your mindset right. Actually mindset, aim for it, and then that's when you should start. Once you recognize that you have to change your entire life to lose weight, like what you eat, how you eat, your relationships with people and food, that's when you should do it. Number 4, what is my favorite workout? Adult activities. No, I don't really work out. I really don't. I do lazy workouts. Like I have my little swisher board that I use, and then I have a weighted hula hoop. I go on walks, but I don't actually work out yet. But my favorite one is probably my little swisher board, where you just stand on it and you literally just twist back and forth. And I basically do that all day, every day. How did losing weight affect my mental health? It's gotten better, for some parts. I still struggle. I still have my depression and my anxiety, but I have noticed that my depression has gotten a lot better because I'm starting to build my self-confidence back up, and I'm starting to feel better about myself in general. So that's definitely helped out. Do you count calories? I do not. I do not count calories. I don't count my macros, my micros, all that stuff. I don't do. I give myself an idea of what I should be eating. That's basically it. I know I shouldn't be eating bread and all that stuff. I just kind of judge. Like if it's super greasy, if it's super high in carbs, super high in sugars, I don't eat. That's what I look at. I look at like how much carbs, how much sodium, how much sugar, and if it's a lot, I'm like, I can find something better. But I don't actually count my calories, but I do look at the nutrition label to get a feel for what I'm eating. Tips when you hit a stall. So I normally hit a stall either every other month or right around every 3 months. And what I do is if I don't lose weight through a single week, like for a whole week, if I'm not losing anything, what I'll do on that Sunday of that week, I will have like a whole bunch of carbs for dinner. Just kind of rack up my carbs just for that night. And not like, I'm not talking about like 1,000 calories worth of carbs. I'm talking about like having a candy bar and having bread with my dinner. But I will have carbs that day, like just eat carbs that day. And then begin everything on Monday, and then I'll start losing again. How did you make yourself begin? I kind of just got tired of nothing working. I had the mindset for it. I had the mindset to lose weight and to try everything, but regular diet, regular exercise, a combination, fad diets, all of these things weren't working. Like, I would lose 50 pounds and then I would just stop losing. Like, I would keep trying and keep going and trying and trying and trying, but it wouldn't work. It would stop. It would just quit. And then I would end up gaining back, and I finally had enough. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try weight loss surgery, because that was my last hope. That's what that was for me. Do you take any supplements? I take vitamins. How much more do you plan on losing? How do you fight cravings? I don't. If I want a chocolate bar, I'm gonna have a chocolate bar. But what I do is, if I do feel myself craving something, I'll have water. And then after about 30 minutes of drinking water, if I'm still craving it, then I'll have a piece, or I'll have a little whatever it is that I'm craving. Are you scared of loose skin? I am terrified of my loose skin. I hate this so much. That's like, okay. That's all loose skin. That's gross to me. I hate my loose skin. I hate it so much. But am I going to let that stop me from becoming healthier and bettering my life? No. Because that's what surgery is for. I can go have skin removal surgery done. I can take a whole bunch of collagen, whatever it's called, that like helps you with the elasticity in your skin, whatever that word is. No. I mean, I'm terrified of it, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from continuing. Have you tried keto? I did. And that was one of the things that I've tried. This is kind of like it. I mean, the diet that the doctors want you to follow is basically keto, like high protein, low carbs, hardly any sugar. Kind of the same concept of being in ketosis, but just not as extreme. How quick did your friends and family pick up on your weight loss? I live states away from my family, so it's like they only saw what I allowed them to see. And I was doing like updates every 2 months, be like, look at me, look how much I've lost. My friends, besides Becca, I had to tell my friends. Like, I have to be like, look how much I've lost. They didn't just come out and say to me, oh, look how much you've lost. I want that to happen. I want my friends to just come up to me and be like, you're so much smaller now. Just randomly. Like, I want my friends to literally be like, you're so much smaller now. Because I feel like that would help me. Is that weird? How often do I weigh myself? I weigh myself daily. But I don't record my daily weight. I record my weekly weight. So I weigh myself weekly every Monday morning. But I weigh myself every day. But I don't listen to those numbers because water weight, things change, whatever. I only pay attention to my Monday morning weigh-ins. How did your friends and family act when you had surgery? So part of my family was like, you're having surgery? And then my friends were very supportive. The only thing that came from my family that I talked to was, are you sure you really want to do this? It's a giant procedure, blah, blah, blah. Here's the pros and cons with it. They more had an issue with where I was having my surgery done, that's a whole other story. Which brings us to what made me choose Mexico. So I had my surgery during the pandemic. I also lost my insurance during this time because I turned 26 and I got kicked off my parents' plan. So I didn't have the proper insurance to go through with having weight loss surgery. It would have cost me $30,000 to do everything. And I was dead set. I was like, I will go $30,000 in debt for this. And that's what I was gonna do. But then I heard about the hospital in Mexico and in TJ, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Mexico. Why VSG? So there are several different types of weight loss surgeries you can get, like the bypass, the VSG, like the balloon thing, the band, all these things. I chose the VSG because that mainly popular by demand. That was constantly the thing that I saw, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with it. And that's honestly the real reason why I did it. I was like, everyone else is doing it. I didn't really see many people talk about the bypass, so I was like, I'm gonna go with the VSG. How did your relationship with food change? It didn't. My relationship before was just food, but I would overeat. Now I'm like, food, and I hardly eat. How big are your portions? I have no idea. I don't measure my food or anything like that. But like this big. This is my portion. This big. Basically how I describe it is I picture my stomach in my head, because it's either the size of a hard-boiled egg or the shape of a banana, or slowly going into the shape of a banana. It should be the shape of a banana now, 9 months later. And I'm like, what can I fit inside of a banana? And that's how I portion my food. How much water do you drink? I should be drinking 64 ounces a day, minimum, but I don't. Some days are good days. Some days I will drink that and more, but then some days like today where I'm just like, what is water? That's not good. I try to drink water, but that is the worst thing that I'm so bad at it. So bad. How do you stay on track? I have a little jar and it says Sammy's self-motivation jar. And whenever I have a bad day, I'll go in there and I'll just pluck them out and read them to myself. They're just little messages that I will randomly put inside that jar, and whenever I have a bad day or a bad moment, I'll start reading them and just be like, yep, this is me. And it helps me stay on track. It reminds me of why I'm doing this. Why did you want to lose weight? To get healthier. That's what everyone else kept telling me, to get healthier. Why did I want to lose weight? I wanted to get skinnier. I wanted to be super pretty and super skinny and to be able to do all these things without having to worry about my weight. Granted, later along, it became I want to be healthy. But in the very beginning, it was I want to go ride on roller coasters without having to worry about if the bar is going to fit. I want to be able to run up and down the street with the kids and not get tired. I want to be able to go on a jog with my dog and not get tired. I want to be able to go do blah, 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 blah and not worry about my weight. So it started off as a whole bunch of selfish reasons, and then it turned into, no, I just want to be healthy. How much do you lose a month? It varies, seeing as how I am 9 months post-op and 100 pounds down. I want to average about 10 pounds a month. And finally, are you happier? Yeah. Like a bajillion times happier. And I can't express just how much happier I am. But yeah, that is my 25 questions on weight loss. If you guys have any more questions, just go ahead and leave them below in the comments. I know I ask a lot more on my Snapchat and like my Instagram, but go ahead and drop questions down below if you have any personal ones you want to ask me. But thank you guys for watching. Be welcome and get creative. Bye.